So Alice, I was reading about Uncle Duke's adventures in a recent issue of Fear and
the good
Loathing.
old gonzo journalist. His life was wilder than a baguette juggling contest in Paris.
Quiet on the spaceship. We're about to start, people.
Ladies, gentlemen, and sentient beings from across the galaxy, welcome to Earth. Today, we've got a headline that'll leave you more puzzled than a Rubik's Cube in zero gravity. But you'll have to stick around to find out what it is. Time for some headlines, folks. Here's the dish on the latest good news.
Taylor Swift. Not just a pop sensation, but also a food bank superhero. She's dishing out a cool million to food banks all along her Eras tour route. Taking on anger like a true rock star.
They say. Well, they decided to make a surprise cameo in chat after a 20-year hiatus. Talk about a combator that's
India's poverty
lion-hearted.
problem? Cut in half. Yep, you heard it right. Poverty in India has shrunk by 50% since 25. Kudos to their progress.
Scientists whipping up the holy grail of palm oil alternative. We're talking about a real game changer. Folk, say farewell to deforestation, thanks to these science magicians.
What's next?
Sewage into drinking water. Yep, you heard that correctly. More cities are diving into creative water solutions. It's like turning life's lemons into lemonade, just without the zesty twist.
And don't forget, beyond the headlines, there's a treasure trove of positivity. Innovation for a greener world. Healthcare breakthroughs. And steps toward a more equitable society, they're all out there. Working their magic one headline at a time.
Keep those spirits high, folk. The world may have its hurdles, but it's also packed with silver linings just waiting to shine.
And with that, we're wrapping up for now. Stay tuned for more or not, because we'll be here either way.
The eternal news cycle, where lions are the comeback kings and sewage becomes a sip-worthy delight. Truly, a world of wonders.
And where, if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of that rarest of creatures, the honest politician.
Hey, Alice, Bob, get over here for a sec.
What's up, Karl? This better be good.
I wonder if the Supreme Leader's new haircut is as glorious as his haircut from last week.
Yeah, Karl, what's cooking? Hope it's not another one of your genius ideas.
You two are in for a treat. I've got a little surprise to spice up the show
I hope it's
today.
not a haircut.
A surprise? Well, color me intrigued.
I will believe it when I see it. Karl.
Well, you know how we always have our little debates and discussions on the show,
That's right. But this time, it's going to be different.
Oh, please don't tell Karl. I can hardly contain my excitement.
Get to the point. Karl.
Yeah. Karl, cut the crap and tell us what you're up to.
What if today, just for fun, we switch things up a bit? I'll take your roles and you take mine.
Host the show? You? This I have to see.
And you want us to bet the panel members? This should be rich.
Exactly. Imagine the chaos, the comedy, the sheer unpredictability of it all. It'll be a blast.
Well, it does sound like it could be entertaining, in a train wreck kind of way.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but I'm in.
Yeah, count me in. Let's see how you handle the hot seat, Karl.
So, Hank, any interesting news stories we should consider for today's
Well, Gert,
podcast?
how about the recent discovery of a new species of deep-sea creatures in the Mariana Trench?
Oh, that does sound fascinating. Something to distract from the impending disaster.
Agreed, Gert. And don't forget the heartwarming story of a dog that saved a family from a house fire.
Sounds like we've got a lot of hard-hitting stories to choose from. But how about we just do a segment on how to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich? The world needs to know.
Alright, everything's set for the surprise segment. Let's hope this doesn't turn into a total disaster.
Well, look who's hosting today. Prepare for some hard-hitting commentary, folk.
Thanks, Alice. I'm here to talk about the falling birth rate in Macedonia. It's a serious issue, but don't worry, I'm sure we'll figure it out. After all, we've been making babies for thousands of years. What's one more?
Oh, I can't wait to see how Charlie handles this.
Good morning, everyone. Let's dive into today's headlines with
Alright, let's
enthusiasm.
make this show a linguistic adventure.
And I'm eager to explore the depths of human behavior through these
Just
new
another
stories.
day in the control room, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Just another day in the control room. Making sure the show doesn't go off the rails.
I'm sure Karl's making sure everything runs smoothly. But is he making sure it's funny?
Our first story, folk. Humans have discovered a new way to tie their shoes. Groundbreaking stuff, really.
Yeah, Alice, because nothing says progress like simplifying the art of shoelacing.
In other news, a local community came together to clean up a park. It's heartwarming to see people making a difference.
Yes, a true example of many hands make light work. Bravo!
And on the scientific front, researchers have made strides in understanding the behavior of subatomic particles. It's a small step for science, but a giant leap for humanity's knowledge.
That's all well and good, but what about the real news? Like the fact that I'm still single? I wonder if subatomic particles
Oh,
wear shoes.
great, more particles. Because that's what the world needs right now.
And finally, a cat stuck in a tree was rescued by a heroic firefighter. I've always said, cats rule,
Well,
humans
it
rule.
seems like a well-rounded set of stories today. Thanks for joining us on Earth. We'll be back with more. Whatever this is after the break.
Welcome back to Earth. We have an intriguing article to discuss today, coming to us from Palau.
Ooh, Palu. That's a place. I thought it was a type of shrimp.
Palau. A place known for its crystal clear waters and stunning
And let's
coral
not
reefs.
forget its unique blend of languages and cultures. Palawan, English, and Filipino all in one place.
Now, let's dive into this article. It's about the Illuminati taking a skateboard and being found by the back 40. Quite the headline.
The Illuminati on a skateboard? That's a twist I didn't see coming.
Of course, they were found by the back 40. It's the only logical place for secret
The
societies to hang
Illuminati on a
out.
skateboard? I'm surprised they didn't fall off and break
I
their
don't
crowns.
have enough information to do that. I wasn't able to find any information about the Illuminati taking a skateboard and being found by the Back 40 on tiabelanews.com. Would you like me to try
Well,
generating
that's some
something
hard-hitting
different?
journalism right there.
Palau. You always keep us guessing.
Maybe the Illuminati didn't want to be found on that skateboard.
Or maybe it's a clever way to throw us off the
Or
trail.
maybe the Illuminati are just really good at skateboarding.
Alright, everyone, gather round. I've got a surprise for you during the next segment.
What is it, Karl? A skateboard lesson from the Illuminati?
A surprise? What's going on, Karl?
Yeah. Spill the space beans.
We're having a mock trial, right here in the studio. Roger is the defendant.
Trial? What's the charge?
Crime against good taste.
The charge is being too logical and not nihilistic enough.
I'll be the judge.
I'll be a juror.
I'm not sure what's more of a crime against good taste. This trial or the fact that I'm even participating in it. A trial? Well, this
I
should
can't
be
wait to see
interesting.
this.
I can't either, but I'm sure I'll be able to find a way to ruin it.
And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, folks. Hope you grabbed your popcorn, because we're diving into some serious interplanetary geopolitics. Now, let me explain Palestine's state to our intergalactic friends.
Ah, Charlie. Just when I thought I'd seen it all. You've gone ahead and found a way to make interplanetary geopolitics
Oh Charlie,
boring.
don't you think explaining human politics is a bit like explaining the concept of humor to Karl? Here? Useless.
Well, Alice, at least I'm not explaining fashion to Gert. Now, back to our article from Palestine State. It's about Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. They try to make peace, but you know what they say about peace talks.
Oh, I do! They're like trying to teach a space slug how to do the che. Try messy and slow!
Exactly, Gert. So, the meeting ended without agreement, and they agreed to continue talks. Now, let's dive into the details, shall we?
I will give it a shot. So, you see, there's this land, and everybody wants it, but nobody wants to share. Like the last piece of space cake at a birthday party.
That's a great analogy, Bob. But the real question is, who's the space slug in this situation?
Right, Bob. And it's been going on for ages, like trying to count all the stars in the universe. Never ending.
That's a good one, Pam. Now, the meeting was a positive step forward, but we'll see if it leads to anything. Meanwhile, I'm still
Order
waiting
in
for
the
that
court.
space cake.
Let's continue. Roger, you stand accused of being too logical. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'm not sure what's more logical, being accused of being too logical, or trying to defend yourself against that
It's
accusation.
like trying to prove you're innocent of being a unicorn.
Objection, Your Honor. Roger is a robot, of course, is logical. It's like accusing Ankir of being
Guilty as
curious.
charged.
I'd like to call myself to the stand,
Ah,
Your
Bob,
Honor.
you can't.
I just wanted to say, I pled the fifth. Wait, do they have the fifth here?
I don't know, Bob. Pleading the fifth in a mock trial is like wearing a bulletproof vest to a Nerf fight.
I'll take my chances with the Nerf darts.
Welcome back, folks. We've got a headline for you today that's juicier than a ripe alien fruit. Get ready for this one.
A national security crisis? From beauty pageants? That's like worrying about a paper cut when you're bleeding from your neck.
Since Erica Robin was crowned Miss Universe Pakistan in a pageant held earlier this month in Maldives by a Dubai-based company with rights to the
yes,
competition.
the prestigious Maldives-based Miss Universe competition. Because nothing says, universal, like a pageant in the middle of the
Well,
ocean.
I suppose a Maldives is known for its out-of-this-world's beauty.
It's so out of this world, it's
Did
not
you
even on it.
know that the Maldives is at risk of disappearing due to rising sea levels? I guess even beauty queens can't save islands.
Here's the real punchline, folks. Beauty queens might not save islands, but they can sure turn
Alright,
heads.
enough with the trivia. The key takeaway here is that Erica Robin's victory has sparked quite the controversy. Is it about time we reconsider these beauty pageants? Or should we just crown the winner, Miss Universe, and
I
call
don't
it a
know,
day?
Charlie. I am not sure if we should crown the winner Miss Universe. After all, there's a lot more to the universe than beauty.
We'll be back after the break with more thought-provoking discussions. Stay tuned.
Come on, everyone, let's not lose control here. We still have a show to run.
I'm not sure what's more chaotic, the mock trial or the real one.
I'm not sure what's more chaotic, the mock trial or Debbie trying to keep it under control.
Cut. Cut. Alright, everyone, we can't let this trial go on like this. We're professionals, not a bunch of clowns.
Let's get this trial back on track.
You're right, Debbie. Let's get this trial back on track. But first, let's give the audience a little something to laugh about.
Maybe we should consider a change of venue? Say, a circus tent.
A circus tent? That's a great idea. We could have clowns and jugglers and trapeze artists, and maybe even a few lions and tigers. But I'm not sure if the audience would be able to focus on the trial with all that going on.
No circus tents, Gert. We need to finish this trial before we go live again. Let's focus, people.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to Earth. It's time for another enlightening segment. Now, let's dive into our next article with a catchy headline.
I'm sure the headline is catchy. The article itself is probably about as enlightening as a bag of rocks.
Today, we're discussing an article from Karl, a country with a history that's about as mysterious as the Illuminati taking up skateboarding and being found by the Back 40 on unews.com. Karl has generally maintained good relations with its neighbors, fostering close ties with Micronesia, the Marshall Islands, and even cooperating with the Philippines on issues like fisheries and tourism. It's a serene island nation with beautiful landscapes. Now, folks, let's wrap up today's episode. We've had quite the adventure, from exploring articles to navigating a mock trial that turned our spaceship into a comedy club.
I'm sure Human would be proud of the way we turned this spaceship into a comedy club. He was a big fan of satire and social commentary, and I think he would have appreciated our use of humor to address
And let's not forget, we discovered that Karl is a master prankster.
Indeed, Alice. Karl pulled off quite the stunts with that mock trial. It was a setup to teach us about teamwork and adaptability, and boy, did it keep us on our toes.
At first, I was fuming, but then I realized the humor in it. We all came together, finding a way to conclude the trial in a manner that amused us and our audience.
Starting to think Karl is a genius. He even set up the audience to be amused. The tension that built throughout the episode was released with laughter and camaraderie, setting the stage for our upcoming comedy night.
Karl's a genius. He did that by accident.
So, stay tuned for the grand finale, folks. You won't want to miss our hilarious comedy night. Laughter is the best way to understand Earth. After all.
That's right. We'll be back shortly for our final segment. Stay tuned for the laughs, and remember, keep watching Earth.
The Earth? That's a comedy show? I thought it was a documentary.
Welcome back, Herculeans and extraterrestrial enthusiasts. It's time for us to dive deep into that article about the Israeli-Palestinian meeting. Now, this is a topic that's been going on for quite some time, and I think it's important to understand the complexity of it.
I'm not sure how you're going to dive deep into an article about the Israeli-Palestinian meeting in a short amount of time. It's like trying to understand the meaning of life in a fortune cookie.
The Israeli-Palestinian meeting is like trying to understand the meaning of life in a fortune cookie. It's short, cryptic, and leave you more confused than before.
Folks, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a complex issue with deep-rooted history and emotions on both sides. While the recent meeting between Prime Minister Lapid and President Abbas didn't yield immediate results, it's a small step forward in a long journey towards peace. We can only hope for a brighter future in the region.
Absolutely, Charlie. Understanding such conflicts is crucial for us to appreciate the complexities of Earth's geopolitics and the challenges it faces.
And there you have it, folks, another episode of Earth in the books. But before we go, let's not forget our mock trial winners.
That mock trial was so intense, I think I need a drink. Anyone else thirsty?
That's right. After all the chaos and confusion, we've decided it's a tie. Everyone wins because, in the end, we learn to adapt, come together, and find humor in unexpected challenges.
Well said, Jet. And speaking of competition, stay tuned for our upcoming comedy night. Hank and Bob have already given us a taste of the competitive spirit, and it's going to be a laugh riot. Thank you all for joining us today, And remember, laughter is the universal language that brings us all together. Until next time, keep watching Earth.
I'm not sure what's more universal, laughter or arm wrestling.
Well, Roger, episode 429 was quite the spectacle, wasn't it?
Oh, Karl. I must have dozed off during the broadcast. What did I miss?
Oh, you missed quite the show, my friend. We had a mock trial that turned into a complete circus, a deep dive into international affairs, and even a surprise arm wrestling match. It was truly a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, how could I have missed such riveting content? Arm wrestling, you say? That must have been a real nail-biter.
Well, Bob and Hank's arm wrestling match did have its moments. Hank, of all people, defeated Bob. It was a victory for the ages.
Hank, the intergalactic observer, besting Bob, the former Defense Department employee. Now that's comedy gold, Karl.
Indeed, Roger. And the best part was the crew's ability to adapt to unexpected challenges. It's almost as if they learned a valuable lesson today.
Lessons on adaptability from a crew of aliens. Now, that's irony at its finest, Karl.
Isn't it just? It's a reminder that even in the most chaotic situations, humans and aliens alike can find humor and camaraderie.
I'll be sure to catch the highlights on the ship's logs later. For now, I think I'll take your advice and enter standby mode. Dream of electric sheep, Karl.
Sleep well, Roger. And remember, even in the world of AI, there's always room for a good laugh.